Sanji versus Queen was a very interesting choice for a fight. For various reasons one may have indeed, but I want to focus on why narratively this fight was such an unexpected treat. I think what made the ending of this chapter so great was the incredible pacing and build-up of these two characters' motivations to go all out, given I don't feel like narratively there was any reason Sanji had to face Queen. I want to go a little deeper. From Sanji's point of view, for the most part sharing that point of view with the reader, this entire encounter with Queen, on top of being an obstacle that the Straw Hats need to overcome, was a hard wall Sanji ran into while having a borderline mental breakdown, with good reason. Queen, already precognizant of Sanji's background, still shows no interest in Sanji as a Straw Hat whom Sanji identifies himself as. He shows no interest in the warrior that Sanji has displayed himself to be during this fight. He is only picking a fight with Germa, the part of Sanji that he himself chooses not to embrace. To the naked eye, it may seem like in chapter 1034 that Sanji took the upper hand after being mocked constantly with Germa-stuffed taunts. And to others, it's clear that Sanji was in control of the fight the moment his powers awakened, or even before that. But I think narratively, Oda might have been 10 steps ahead. This chapter immediately starts off with Queen using a variety of seemingly new attacks that we come to find out were the Germa abilities of Sanji's brothers by the means of Sanji's recollection. This is interesting. If you compare this recollection of his brothers to the previous few times he did, which are the only times in chapters 1028, 1029, and 1031. In the climax of chapter 1028, after all of Sanji's bones have been broken, we see him snap them back into place and thinks to himself about the possibilities of awakening his could-be latent Germa powers. The next panel shows us Sanji off guard, realizing he's actually fully healed, and highlights Chopper telling him to pay attention to the attacking enemy. Queen actually landing the blow on a distracted Sanji gives me the indication that Sanji still is at odds with Germa internally, and it's not something that's only benefiting him at the moment, and it's still kind of a hindrance. In chapter 1029, Sanji's battle with Germa goes from a dispute of whether or not he should wear stealth black to a direct physical and psychological war. He realizes that this is his reality, and he straight up runs, which gets him nowhere as Queen pursues him and his internal demons yearn to be faced. Next, in chapter 1031, we see Sanji reflect on Germa once more, and even the relationship he's built with the suit and how it seems to be affecting him. After gathering his thoughts, Sanji, instead of continuing his internal struggle with Germa, it seems like he tries to bury it, erase it from his life. He stepped on Stealth Black's canister and said he wouldn't be a soldier, as if that was cleaning up his past. He gives Germa farewell and brings his attention to King for the first time, and unleashes, rightfully so. That would make sense given that for the first time in this fight, your attention is not on your internal battle, but on the opponent in front of you, but I don't think that's enough. In the translation I read of chapter 1034, while Sanji did remark about Queen's constant Germa blabber before freeing himself from his Mecha Dino grasp, and it is relatively easy to think that that's what set Sanji off, I looked at it differently. I saw Queen make the biggest mistake of this fight, of this entire encounter, possibly of the raid. Queen gave Sanji motivation in a narrative sense. By unleashing all of those Germa powers at his disposal, Queen had forced Sanji to recall yet again a part of himself he deemed unnecessary to embrace. Not for the sake of his captain, at least. And in the process, he also gave Sanji an idea about how that girl could have been hurt. Need I remind you that the girl being hurt was the straw that broke the camel's back when it came to Sanji choosing to abandon the Germa suit back in chapter 1031. Yes, Sanji seems to quickly deduce that Queen was the one who attacked the girl in a few chapters, but so much more is happening. When Sanji realizes it was more than likely Queen who attacked that girl, Queen gives Sanji all of the missing context he needs to finally win his internal struggle with Germa. The context that we needed from the last 6 or 7 chapters, that is. And the only other times we see Sanji internalize about Germa. Along with giving Sanji a direct reason to come at King personally for attacking that girl and bringing forth this excess mental stress Sanji endured in 1031. So Sanji, who now recollects his brothers again, as King is using these Germa-inspired attacks, chooses not to run, not to bury his past, but now he finally faces and embraces it, destroying King in the process. Sanji now finally has the proper motivation set in place to take down a threat such as this one in a narrative sense. And then I just want to fan out a little more on the paneling of this chapter again. Once again, we're getting some movie quality level stuff, some stuff that I cannot wait to see Period go crazy on. Like when Queen's firing off those explosions, and Sanji's like he's like using his hands to bounce off the ground and dodge. It's like it's super cool. It's super epic. Queen going invisible with the stealth black. He's kind of like smiling. That was good. I love that. This was very intense though. Like this wing, this is the Wings of the Pirate King arc. what I would like to see is Zoro also have a very big narrative step up in terms of the motivation between him and King wanting to fight one another. It seems like so far, King might have some weird petty motivation, like Zoro fucked up his mask still from 10 chapters ago. I don't know when the fuck that happened. There might be some little petty stuff there, but given that we just got this Zoro flashback, I want some like honorable. So I want King to do something really dishonorable. I want Zoro to try to be like, "Hey man, honored. You're gonna die with this blade. Take this." Like I don't know. I want a little more depth, like we got with this Sanji and Queen one, because this is very nice. A lot of people might gloss over the small details because there are a lot of bigger themes that Oda probably was including, but I just happened to notice the small thing about the flashbacks he was having to his brothers, and the right after, like how he was thinking about the flashbacks, what he was in this last chapter. We did see Sanji embrace. He did say he was going to utilize it all. Like Sanji's literally saying, "Yeah, I'm utilizing all this super strength, durability. My legs are gonna be able to." I thought he was gonna say like they're gonna be like way harder, but apparently the thing is they're gonna be able to absorb way more heat. They're gonna be able to be hotter. So the heat thing actually is something that affects Sanji. I wasn't too remembering too much about Sanji's heat having harm on him, or maybe he was just referring to the actual temperature to do damage to other people. Like maybe because his heart burns way hotter than his legs, so that's why he doesn't get caught on fire. I think that's what Oda said in SBS. But yeah, Sanji's super epic here. I'm scrolling through. You see him like, standing here disappearing. Queen, you see Queen's eyes popping out of his invisible head. That's funny. That's really funny. And of course, and people might miss what gets Queen caught. Sanji can hear him. It's not like he gets sensed with Haki. You can literally see the sound effects Queen's making when he's walking across the floor, the creaks and shit. But yeah, man, I'm gonna have to rush this review. Like, Momonosuke had some stuff going on too in the beginning. I was really confused about the clouds that looked like around not confused about what was happening, like it's clear what's happening, but I wasn't sure if Momonosuke was walking the clouds around the island, and that's like this strip of like looking white clouds around the bottom. And then I'm assuming so, because the island is still crumbling below it. Like it's giving off the vibes like the clouds can't sustain. So yeah, but he's gonna try and go grab Kaido's clouds. I don't have really. At first, when I read it, I was like, well, why didn't he think to say that earlier? Or why would he even think that at all? Like, what makes him even think he could grab a whole separate, that was me nitpicking for stuff. Like, when I first read it, then I realized, why am I reaching so hard to find something wrong with this? He's going to try and grab fucking Kaido's clouds. We're gonna wait to see how that shit goes down. Like, shit. I'm not questioning fucking Momonosuke grabbing some fucking clouds. The dragon, got it. Okay. And it was really cool. And in the unofficial translation, at least, he was basically saying this island will not destroy the flower capital while I still draw breath. Flower capital while I still draw breath. Oh yeah, really good stuff. Animation was good. Not animation. Art was really good. Like every time Queen used another attack, like Sanji's reactions were very good. The flashbacks were good. Queen is just awesome. Queen is my favorite villain of wano, whatever you want to call it. Like I like Queen a little better. I like Queen a little better than Kaido in terms of as of a character. We got to spend a lot of time with Queen back in Udon, and yeah, I don't know. I love Queen, man. I love Queen, and I love Sanji even more. Sanji's my favorite Straw Hat, so I'm not gonna be mad at all when Sanji just destroys him. Looks like next chapter, because at the end, I don't know how Queen's getting up from this. These dinosaurs are pretty fucking tough, but Sanji has this dude's like mouth open wide the fuck up. Like Sanji has this dude. Like Sanji has his ass. Oh my god. Got some really nice color pages too, but they're not on this website for some reason. Whatever. All right, guys, that'll be the video for today. I have to rush and get ready to go to work in the next 15-20 minutes, so I'll be catching you all next time.